You freaking thought. Ah, damn. Sorry, I got my extra life over here with me. Diabetes. Here's a note to you. You think you're gonna take me out with that weak shit? You're gonna have to try harder. Okay, this is completely off the cuff. I got nothing planned for this. So first of all, I want to go ahead and give an apology to those who want one. I haven't been able to post a video because stuff has been going on recently. Stuff related to family drama, medical issues. As I have just pointed out to you, I got sent to the freaking hospital. Diabetes. You stupid mother. In all seriousness, it's not that big a deal. I'm back. Things are calming down. Um, things are gonna be also slow for a bit. There will probably be some new content. I'm gonna go ahead and record the go ahead and finish recording the video for the oxide stuff because I want to put that out there. I know definitely someone has been wanting to take a look into that because this someone has a particular interest in it. I haven't really said it to them, but I thank them every day that they're willing to help me with this because it is a project that I really, really want to see happen. And and I don't know, he has a lot of ambitions for it, some of which I didn't even think that I had for it. Like I had the notion of it, but it never really actually went anywhere. And I'll go ahead and describe that in that video. But so yeah, I'm really fucking happy about that shit. And this is more of just an update video. Um, there is a likely chance that I won't be able to post a lot next month. Um, because there's going to be some more stuff that goes on. Family related. My family's coming now to go ahead and visit me where I'm currently staying. Um, and then I'm going to be kind of like hopping around. Um, this is not going to be my official office space. This is no. I'm going to try to have like a green screen up for the next office space I get put in. But yeah, this is just kind of like a momentary thing. So yeah, it's definitely there's definitely going to be some changes. Definitely some things I want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and try to start making online videos. What am I saying? I meant like gaming shit, gaming stuff. I go ahead use the keyboard, mouse, or controller for because honestly I suck at keyboard. Um, like I even tried those what are they called, the nitro typer stuff. I am not that good at typing, so let's be realistic. You put me in front of something like Helldivers. You put me in front of Helldivers, I will die every single time at that control panel. Um, that of course that's coming from an Xbox player. I have never touched that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm planning on trying to go ahead and do some gaming content at some point. Got some Lethal Company installed, so maybe you'll take a peek into that. If that ever comes out, I don't know. Too much of a scaredy cat at the moment, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead post the Oxide video either today or tomorrow as well. But yeah, there's I'm planning on going ahead and fixing all that for you. Now for a story. This one's gonna be a bit of a you shot yourself in the foot kind of thing. This is kind of gonna be the story of how I ended up in the hospital. It just to kind of like get it out there so we understand this wasn't just something that happened on me, even though it kind of sort of was. So, Saturday night. Saturday night, this is where it began. I was I was playing some video games, mainly some Mario Party. Got got the new Super Mario Party literally just a couple days before this as a gift. And I was sitting down and playing it with a relative of mine who I bought the game for because uh she has a Switch. I don't. This was more of a gift for her, even though I sort of benefited from it myself because I wanted to play some Mario Party. Um, or I wanted to play something that she could play too because she's not that experienced. So that kind of should kind of clue you in on sort of the circumstance of this. Is that it was a family thing. We were all having fun, stuff like that. Um, we had decided to go ahead and order pizza that night. I did the checks for the pizza. I will preface this outright. I am not that irresponsible. I consider myself recklessly responsible. Meaning I meaning that with the help of my ADHD, I will sort of do things on the money and then I'll stray off course on some other things. Not through my intention, however. It's just something that happens. And that night I was planning on, going to bed. I hopped in my bed, I passed out. Unfortunately, I am a deep sleeper, so I missed my alarm for when I was supposed to go ahead and do my nightly shots. And basically how it works for me is I have a sort of schedule, a pseudo schedule if you'll put it like that. In the morning, I go ahead, do a check. I go ahead, check my blood sugar, do the necessary calculations for it. It's not a big deal. Lunch, I go ahead, do a check. I say morning and then lunch because it's not so clear if I'll have breakfast in the morning because of the time of whenever I wake up. Lunch, I do another check before I eat. Dinner, I do another check before I eat. Okay, seems pretty simple. At 9 o'clock specifically, I go ahead and take a dose of a long term insulin called Lantus. My short term is Novolog. Lantus, I do it in the pens because the pens are so much easier because I don't have to worry about the length of the needle and how many units I have to actually calculate coming out of the vial. It's whatever. Now, I had passed out before 9. And if you can tell where this is going, I am sort of a deep sleeper. It depends on what I'm sleeping through, but I can be a deep sleeper. Unfortunately, that means I missed this by a large margin. I woke up at about 5:20 in the morning, feeling overly nauseous. Not exactly weak yet, because that's more of a low thing. That's more of a low thing for me. But I was overly nauseous. I was unsteady. The stuff that normally goes with having a high blood sugar. I go to the toilet, vomit a couple times, vomit up everything I had last night. And to kind of like translate how I was feeling, I was feeling like garbage. Anyone who knows what having high BG will tell you that it sucks because you're vomiting everything you had, and it's mostly the acidic stuff. But if you weren't able to truly digest some of that food, it gets chunky, and so like gets stuck in your throat, and you start like trying to like pack up your lungs because it's actually painful because of both the acidic taste, the acid itself. It's a nightmare. And so I'm not thinking clearly, and I go back to my bedroom, which has a mini fridge where I keep all my stuff, because this isn't exactly the place that is mine on anything, on any of the deeds. I'm only 19. I don't have that kind of work experience to be able to pay for a home. And I stupidly decided to give myself 60 units of insulin. For someone who doesn't know, 60 sounds like a lot. And it is, but it comes out of context. What I didn't know at the time was I gave myself 30 units more than I should have. My blood sugar, when I decided to check it, because I had like this minor panic attack of what did I just do? Because like I said, I wasn't thinking clearly. I checked my blood sugar and it came out to 428. I gave myself 60 units and I should have only given myself 30. And some people who know what that's like, it gets scary. It gets scary really fast. But also, it gets scary very slowly because you have like the sensitivities, you have the uh, ketoacidosis and stuff like that. You, there's there's a lot of stuff that happened that morning. I sat down with the same relative from the night before and said, I just killed myself. And I didn't even know it. I'll to kind of like save the trouble. You can go up high for a while. Most meters will peak out at 600. You hit 0, and that's the last of you. 90 to 120 is a very nice sweet spot. You reach 80 or 70, and you start getting very shaky. You need glucose, you need sugar. You need something to boost that up. You're high, unless you're hitting like the 600s up. It's not as horrendous as a deal as if you're low. Rock bottom is hit really fast when you're a diabetic. And so that was why I told her. I just harmed myself in a way that could end with me not seeing tomorrow. And I didn't even know it when I did it. The unfortunate part was I couldn't even remedy it myself because I was so nauseous that anything I put in my mouth went straight back out. Liquids, solids, anything in the middle. Nothing was safe. So, we decided to go to the hospital. They had me in ICU for a while, and I was used as a pincushion for the night. That hurts. Like, I even still have one. I still have a couple of the scars, like 2 on my hands, 1 on my arm. My left arm's actually pretty sore from it. There's a pretty noticeable one on my arm. You can't really see it, but that's mainly because of the light. Um, it was bad, and that is mainly where the story leaves off. Now, this does have a happy ending. I am back home, as you can see. I am clearly safe, as you can see. But this comes with a warning. A warning that if anyone else hears this, please, please heed. As someone who has been through this before, as someone who has screwed up as much as I have, please, if you have type 1 diabetes, do the best you can to control it. Because it will control you. And it will screw you over. Very fast. Mind you, type 1 diabetes is can be very lenient. You are not restricted in the way that type 2s have it. You can have anything. As long as you're not allergic to it, you can have anything. But you need to be in control of it. So, just as a rule of thumb, keep track of it. If you start feeling shaky, if you start feeling nauseous, if you start feeling unbalanced, if you don't feel normal, please go check yourself. Administer accordingly, and please take it seriously. As someone who struggles with this myself, is going to struggle for years to come, assuming I live past the next year, because that's never a certainty. I could drop dead tomorrow. I might have had one scoop of ice cream, and that scoop, that spoonful, could be my death sentence. Please be careful. This is. I don't usually get serious like this. I only get serious like this when I'm talking about something I hate, something I am intrinsically knowledgeable of, or something I care deeply about. I will only get seriously in circumstances where it's truly important to me, like this. Unfortunately, this is all of the above. So, unfortunately, I have to have a stake in this. But so, as from one diabetic to another, if you have diabetes, please, please keep yourself safe. Okay? So, that might have been a lot more bleak than I wanted to bring it up in this video, but like I said, this is a video that's mainly going off the cuff. This is something that I need to throw off my chest because it's a serious thing. It is very serious. Like, the amount of times I've had to worry that I might not see the end of the day, that I might not see my family again, that I might not see the things I love again. They've happened very few and far between, and I am so grateful for it. You don't know fear until death in the eye. You screw it. This gang is way too bleak. You don't know when it's going to look you in the eye. You don't know when the abyss is going to look back, but it will. And when it does, you will be worried about it. That is not to say that everything has a negative ending, though. I am a living example at the moment that you can survive through a lot. I was consistently poked and punctured by a variety of needles while I was staying in the hospital. Like, another relative of mine, she refers to herself as a reverse vampire. Because anytime she goes into a hospital to go ahead and do a blood draw of any sort, the doctors can never find a proper vein to pierce. And it is so funny because she jokes about it with the doctors in the room, and they get so embarrassed. That is something that I unfortunately was able to do. Like, I had my arms like flat out because I could not stand the pain. Yet I was able to go ahead and post a picture of not post, take a picture of myself looking like a very smug brat. And that is the funniest thing. You can be staring death in the face and you can be terrified, but you can also stand up to it. You can stand up to it in a way that you can't in other situations. Sorry, the shell of this mic is pretty loose. Might have to try to make sure it's not going to fall apart in my hands. Um, But yeah, it. Jeez, this is a very serious video. Let's wrap this up, shall we? So, what is the future content that I'm going to be going ahead and producing in the near future? Well, there's the video about Oxide. I need to go ahead and explain my ambitions with this clearly. Set up a plan. Because without a roadmap, you don't know where you're going. I'll kind of bring in what my friend is planning on doing, what his ambitions for this are, and what we are thinking about doing together on this. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. And I have no idea how much of it's going to happen. Or how much of it's going to happen in in any in any near future. It'll most likely be a very long term thing. Um, Second thing, I am planning on going ahead and looking into some games that I could go ahead and play on this crummy laptop of mine. You can't see it because it's below the setup. Like I can actually put my hand above it and pull the screen forward. Yeah, here. So to kind of preface this, the webcam's up decently high, so you don't get to see this. You don't get to see much of the double chin this time. Um, but yeah, it's hopefully it's gonna be a fun ride. Hopefully, I could be able to provide a bit more content since I've kind of been lacking on that, and I really do want to keep that promise. I kind of screwed up a lot of times in that promise, but I really want to make that worth it. But I I hope you all have not enjoyed this video, but you learned something. That you can expect something and hopefully be enthusiastic about something. And I mean, it's the beginning of the road. It's a long road, hopefully. I just pray that there's not a bridge under construction. But yeah, it's hopefully it'll be a fun ride. Anyways, thank you all so much for sticking around. The few who have been sticking around. The few of you who have been, you know, watching since the beginning. The few of you who've been sitting in the background, being there for me. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm not gonna. I'm. It's been your man of the hour, Rain Power. Signing off for the day. Love ya.